Steve, even though we've no show this weekend, first weekend now we've not, but we have got a lot of activity on other people's shows. The main one being March the 7th at the Manchester Arena, where we've got 4 lads on.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that show. As you say, we've got 4 of our own shows in 5 weeks. This is the weekend off. We've got 4 kids on there, and we've got Mickey Ellison on one of Steffi Bull's shows. But the good thing for me is the pressure's off. We just turn up and enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
And the 4 lads we've got on are all exciting kids. Aqib Fiaz, what's Aqib now? Is he 4-0? Is he?
He is. Yeah. As you say. He's a dedicated professional, and he was first spotted with us when he come as a sparring partner for Carl Frampton, and funny enough that was when he was fighting Josh, and he signed for VIP, and sells loads of tickets, very popular, and a very exciting fighter who we've got big hopes for. So it's nice that he can get on one of these TV shows. Probably won't get shown, but he will get a chance for Matchrooms to have a look at him and hopefully do something with him. Yeah.
And also experience the feeling of a big night.
Yeah, of course, he's going to be in big fights, and so the sort of experience he'll get on Saturday night will benefit him in the long run, as it will do for Brad Ray.
And another young kid who's come up with him through the amateurs, a good mate of his, is Brad Reece, another very exciting professional, 8-0, 3 KOs.
Yeah.
Making a little bit of noise now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's starting to look, well, we knew he was good, didn't he? But he's starting to actually grow into it now, isn't he? And he's had the stoppages which he wasn't getting early doors, and I think his man strength's coming, and it won't be long before he's in a big fight. So again, as we said, the experience that he'll get from being part of these big shows. Now he's doing the public workout on Tuesday, there'll be a press conference Wednesday, they're weighing in the day before, on the Friday, and obviously they'll probably get lost a little bit on the Saturday being on early, but all the experiences ticks some boxes for them which they're going to need, and when they finally get into big fights on these big stages, they've had a little bit of what it's all about, so it's really good for them.
And then we've got Jack Cullen, who last time on a Matchroom show put on a great performance in, didn't he? Obviously he didn't get the result he wanted, but I think he showed everyone what he was about.
Yeah, and he was going to come back in a title fight, which was good. It was good for Matchroom to keep him at that level, and it was good for him that he had the confidence to do it. And it was only the other day we found out that the WBA wouldn't sanction him because he was coming off a stoppage loss. So he's still doing a 10 rounder. He's still fighting a decent kid. They're bringing someone over from Argentina for him with a reasonable record. So
and he's at a TV slot as well.
He is going to be. I think it's the first on the TV slot, yes. So he's still getting all the exposure, and they promised him a big fight when they come back on May the 2nd. So he's still Rosalie in the Cullen camp, yeah.
And one that you managed to pull out of the bag, I was really surprised when you told me about it, was Jack Flatley against Anthony Fowler.
Yeah, well, Flatley's got a good record, hasn't he? And he was a decent amateur, and he's been in the gym. He was going to fight at my show the 21st of March, so he wasn't like he's took it last minute and not been in the gym. He's took it last minute, but he has been training, albeit he's coming 2 weeks earlier than what he was preparing for, and he wasn't preparing for a 10 rounder. But these opportunities come along, and he's not as though he was signed with anybody and had a career path going sweetly for him. He was looking for opportunities, and what better than to fight at the NBA? Yeah. I mean, it's an hard fight. We never said it was an easy fight for him, and but he's one. He's got nothing to lose and a lot to gain, and he's capable of giving Anthony Fowler a good fight, and as I say, he's not favourite, but he could possibly turn him over, and that's what we're hoping for.
I think if he avoids Fowler's power early on, he's got a chance of wearing him down, because he's a tough little sod.
Yeah, he's going to be in a fight, Anthony, when he comes out. He'll know he's been in a fight, yeah.
And then that show's finished, but on the same night, we've got Mickey Ellison going over to, is it Doncaster, is it?
Yeah, he's going over, I thought she was Doncaster Barnsley, but it's one of Steffi's shows, yeah.
And we're not sure, is is it an English eliminator? Or
Well,
is it for the
originally it was
now?
a final eliminator, but the actual English has been vacated, so Steffi was trying to get it jumped up to the English, so I've not heard anything, but hopefully it's for the English. If not, the fight after whoever wins in them two, and hopefully it'll be Mickey, we fight for the English title.
This was a kid that you should have fought last year for the central area, wasn't it? Christine Kinsona.
That's right, yeah.
I think Christine used to fight as about a cruiserweight or something like that.
I don't know much about him.
Lad.
You know, we had a look at the time, and it was going to be a fair fight for him. And again, like we was talking about Flatley, you get to a certain level, don't you? And you can't all just keep fighting and ticking over wins on my shows. They've got to go out and test themselves if they want to be something. And Mickey and Jack are the kids who want to do something in boxing. And you know, he's going away from home, and Jack's going in the away corner, and hopefully they can pull the wins off.
Yeah. Right, we're going 3 other kids that a lot of people are interested in and fighting at a really high level now. We've got Scott Fitzgerald, British champion.
Yeah, well, I think you just bumped into him, didn't you, last Saturday,
yeah.
and he's confirmed that he's now got a date of the 2nd of May, and he's going to focus for that, and so let's hope he does.
He's sending him over to America to start his training camp as well.
Well, he needs to get away and focus, doesn't he? So yeah, we're hoping to get him in a bit of the sun, get a bit of weight off him, and give him a good start for May the 2nd. That's what we want with Scott, because I mean, I was reading the Boxing Monthly the other day, and it was going on about 2019 and the best fighters in Britain, and best fights and victories, and the mention is against Fowler and Cheeseman, and he was number 3 in the rankings, and I'm sat to myself thinking, it's a shame, this kid could be flying, and we've got to get him motivated to do things, and he tells me he is now, and let's hope it all comes through for him, because he could be a world champion, you know what I mean, and I'm saying that, and I'm saying that with confidence, but you know, he's got to put it in himself, and hopefully we can all help him, and he can get to that stage. You know, you think about it, you know, there's not many kids who could sell a football stadium out, but we know he could, and he was someone that he was looking at. I think that window might have passed him for this year, but what would be better than fighting at Preston for the world title, say 2021, and it's not beyond the realms of it happening, you know what I mean?
Happened for Josh,
yeah, you know, we bring them up the right way, the kids, and you know, everyone's got the limits, haven't they? But you know, the sky's the limit for them, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Quality fighter, and sells bundles of tickets.
Another exciting quality fighter, Reece Mould. Now he's been sitting patiently waiting to find out what happens with this golden contract and his fight with Ryan Walsh.
To be honest, you shouldn't be waiting to see what's happened to the golden contract, and I've been complaining to the board myself, but the problem the board are getting, they're being told by the promoter who won the purse bids that they're doing the show on the 28th of March, and they're being told by the management of Ryan Walsh that he's fighting Reece Mould on that day, but we all know it's not happening. And for me, it's a shame, because like Reece should have fought for the British title by now, and he's being messed around. We still don't know what's happening. We know that's not happening, that's for sure. And I'm still lobbying. Well, the right thing for him would have been to vacate it a few months ago, saying, listen, I'm in the golden contract, we committed to that, even if I lose I'm committed to other fights, so I'll vacate it, please put me in the mandatory position if something goes wrong in the golden contract tournament. That would have been the right thing to do, then you're not holding people's career up, but they've not done that, and I just feel sorry for Reece, because you know, he should have fought for the British title, he said by the end of February, and then he was saying by the end of March. It ain't going to happen, so we're in a position now as where I'm just lobbying the board saying, come on, make something happen here now, you know, speak to him, find out that we all know that it ain't happening, and let's make a decision so someone like Reece Mould's not suffering while other people are playing games, and that's all it is. And it's a shame. People shouldn't mess up with people's careers about, because they wouldn't like their careers messed around like that, but that's where we're at, and as I say, we're right into the board. Yeah.
And then finally, Mr. Warrington.
Yeah, he's a few weeks now, isn't it, since he announced that Josh had left Frank Warren Promotions and had signed with Eddie Earns, and everyone's phoning me, what's going on, but in the next I would say 48 hours is going to be an announcement, and everybody knows it's either a fight in America or it's a unification fight at Headingley, and that's what's going to happen. But on Josh, what I would say, since he signed, I've seen a few things where they've had a pop at Frank and someone's had a pop at Josh, and people say sides, and it was just one of those circumstances, the situations where Frank was doing his best, but he hadn't got what Josh needed, and like people are saying that Frank hadn't been paying money and he's paying him late. Well, that's not the case. We always got paid what we was told we was getting paid, and when we was told we was getting paid. So there was never any issues on that. And the other thing where people having a pop at Josh and his loyalty, Josh fought in October and it wasn't till the end of January, so it's nearly 4 months since he fought where he come to me and said, listen Steve, you need to see what else is out there, because we still don't know what's going on. There was talk of maybe May the 23rd, but it all become subject to somebody else, and that would have been 8-9 months with Josh not fighting.
Still not guaranteed anything.
He wasn't guaranteed anything, and it was subject to someone else, and he kind of got to the end of his tether of waiting, and he'd waited 4 months, so you can't say he's been disloyal. He waited for something to happen, but it wasn't happening. So it wasn't Josh's fault. Frank had tried his best, but he got to the situation where he wasn't delivering what Josh needed, and unfortunately we've had to part ways. But I don't like it when Frank gets blamed for something that he hadn't done, and Josh gets slated for something that he wasn't as well. So breakups are never nice, are they? But it's happened, and we move on.
Right. Okay, Steve. I'll see you next week. We'll talk about the 14th.
Cheers.
See you later, mate.
Bye.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.